Hey, ladybugs. I just thought I'd come back out here at y'all just for a second before I go out here and jump in this pool. I was looking at a few things only because one of my subscribers had mentioned about a cooking show that TS was starting to do, and I did get a chance to look at it. I guess he had Bay on there. I guess that's what he calls his name. Anyway, it was an interesting mess just as well because to me, even though they were like, no, okay, a lot of the people that were commenting on the video were telling them to wash their hands a lot of times throughout the video. But you might want to also have told Bay to stop putting his underarm juices over top of the potatoes and stuff like that because although he's a nice specimen to look at for to a certain degree, only for a second, because um, anyway, um, the way that TT was flopping his tail around that kitchen, and I think I mentioned before that a lot of his stuff is starting to turn into some Benny Hill sexual innuendo type props or whatever. But he to me was like Evileen on the Wiz, the Black Wiz, the black version of the Wiz. You know, Evileen, don't nobody bring me no bad news. Well, that's him because he doesn't want anyone to come at him in any way left, but he can shut down pages of other people, of his competition, and things like that. So I feel like fair exchange is no robbery. You know what I'm saying? Why not? We can come for you just like you come for other folks. So it's just that the same way that he has mobsters, Kaya has people that's backing her just as well. There's some thug misses that's on her team just as well. And I might have to claim myself as being one of them. I'm going to consider myself a thug missus just as well. So if we thugging in these YouTube streets for right now, that's exactly what we're doing. And unfortunately, TT got mixed up in it. I mean, I'm hopefully at some point I am going to start doing like other little reads and things like that on other little issues and tips, but he seems to be a topic that my subscribers enjoy, the comments on, so why not give them what they're asking for? And so these little mofo ladybugs, these mofos be dropping off in the box. I'm sure you've seen them. And they're saying all this little craziness, calling me out my name and stuff like that. It's like, okay, you don't want me to go at TT like that. We're talking about Hinton, Timothy Hinton, T.S. Madison. You don't want me to go at him, you know, from the left side or whatever, but yet and still you're doing the same thing to me. So I feel like fair exchange is no robbery. So, as we're doing this, and I mentioned before in one of my really old videos that as long as you minions keep jumping in my box talking shit about what I done said about TS, I'm just going to drop another video. That's why you see so many of them. Because if you would mind your business, there's a couple times where I fell back and I said, well, I am kind of leaning on him a little tough. Let me go and ease up. But no, y'all keep jumping y'all little asses up in my damn box. So that's what that is. So don't get mad. But I was checking out, okay, you can't be a big guy and I understand that you get per diems and people be sending for you and doing different little things to house you and stuff like that. But you need to let them know that you need a bigger bed than a twin bed. Or even a full. You're too big for that. I know your feet was hanging off this last one. It's an okay looking room. But that bed, you couldn't even turn. You could not turn from side to side. You couldn't. And you was talking about there's a whole bunch of stuff that I got on here, y'all, so I'm gonna have to try and narrow it down, but it just gets me when you are a man, you say you're a man and you say you like men, but you don't like nothing about a woman, you dress like a woman. It confuses me. It confuses me a whole lot. And then you talk about how you're this fat tranny that likes these young boys. I need to turn the AC on. That likes these young boys for their little sweet meat or whatever. you're just like a little nasty trick. Like back in the days when them old school cats would try and come at us young gals, be trying to get us to get on their team so they can get some of our sweet meat. That's exactly what you are. Looking at your videos, TT, and I was trying not to go there, but I peeped a couple of those videos, and you're with these little pencil thin little boys. Well, I'm assuming they're of age, but one of them didn't look like it. But you put your big gorilla frame on the back of these boys. I'm surprised they don't have back problems. I mean serious back problems. And then y'all, this is too much information. This is way too much information. But if you looked at a couple of the videos that I saw, and I kept wondering, why does he always say that his thing is working good and stuff like that? Because he's insecure at the fact that it really does not. So that must be the reason why he wants to be dressed like a woman, because his thing is not really working like a man's is supposed to. Because it looked like he was stuffing soft sausage in a couple of them. He was like, he had to help it. The thing's on the kickstand. And so I was like, you not dipping strong, bro. You definitely was not dipping strong at the videos that I saw. You definitely needed help. You helped yourself by holding it, when you was pushing, y'all, I'm telling you, like I said, it's too much information because it was soft. You can have length and all that, but you got to have some stamina with that, bro. You gonna have to be standing at attention, not doing your hand like that, and we already know what that is. So no, that's why why you say the basement's closed. But all them little mofos you got up in there, you probably training them to do additional movies or something like that. That's what I think, but you didn't ask me. And you know what? I can appreciate some of the stuff that he does. And it's not totally all about bashing, but it's just bringing things to light. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to make like it's just a big bash session. It's really not. It's just like, I picked up on this, decided to talk about it. But there be some female mofos that be jumping off in my box talking crazy too. And I'm like, you know what? You needs to be looking at it like this, because you might have some little young boys, sons, nephews, neighbors, or whatever, that's right around that age group that TT likes. Let him go on and handle them up and see how you feel about it then. You ain't gonna be all up on his tip like that. Because if you nasty, you're nasty. If you're a predator, you a predator. So let him prey upon your nephews and your cousins and things like that. And then we'll see if you still feel like you want to jump in people's box talking stuff. Okay? Because it doesn't make sense. I can understand you following, just like I follow Kaya. And you want to follow him, it's all good, because you can do that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody saying you can't. But don't sit there and jump in my box doing the same thing that I'm doing, and then you want to get mad. You can either deal with it, or you can keep it pushing, because it's not going to stop. It actually fuels the fire to say, oh, is that how you feel? Well, let me drop another. Wow. Let me see what I had under here. And you know what? That Uncle Alibaba turban does not look right. When you put those on, it really does not. And then I had on here, I really scratched y'all, so, and I do apologize that I did it like that. Because now I can't read all of it. Oh, I meant to say, when you do your makeup, TT, right up here in this area here, and this area right here, and up in here, shave first, because that dark shadow is showing through your foundation. So either your foundation is not light enough, or I don't know if the contouring just messed it up, but all up in there you can just see where the beard is trying to grow in. Yeah, you might want to get that, sweetheart. Women don't like that, since you want to be one. And yeah, he was talking about how he knock holes in little booties. He was just nasty with it. And then he was talking about he was a cock hound and how he liked foreskin, watching the the things grow out of the foreskins. Your average female don't like it because it's stinky up under there. A lot of the men don't be cleaning right up under there, baby. Be smelling, and I can imagine your smelly tail. I can imagine. I can imagine Evileen looking self. Let me see. Knock holes in little boys. I swear, I'm gonna get better at that. As far as my little notes, I'm gonna have to make sure that I put my little tidbits up so I can just kind of do it at a glance and then come back at y'all with it. But pull it back to what you just see. Oh, at one point they were traveling somewhere. I think it was it Chicago, and they were traveling to Chicago. Now I seen one of the famous bloggers who's out in a southern state, and they had pulled back their curtains, and you can just see a beautiful scenery, the water, the ferry in the background, just different little stuff like that. TT tried to pull back the curtains in his and he heard him shut them curtains, but he pulled the curtains back, and all you seen was the black rooftops and air conditioning units on the big industrialized air conditioning units and brick walls. I was like, oh, what a scene. That just tickled me because they be always trying to, showboat, make like they just really doing it like this. And let me see. Okay, I wonder how long it takes. It took, and how many TTs it took to pull that dress on. Oh, he had this dress on that was like uber tight, really uber tight. I would have just loved to have seen him getting in it as well as out of it, because I know it took Chi Chi, the other production, and the rest of the production staff to get that dress pulled over, because it was like, if he would have just moved the wrong way, them scenes was going to bust like the Hawks. You hear me? Let me see. Just wanna, and a lot of this really, y'all, is really just for laughs. I just do it for laughs. It's not that I'm not a tranny basher. It only, why I really go at TT again, and I mentioned it earlier in the video, is the fact that he's a man. He only wants men, but yet he's never been with a female, doesn't want to be with a female, but wants to look like a female to get men. That really messes with the psyche, because it really doesn't make sense. And for all you men that's out here running up in something like that, you nasty. You're nasty. And poor little Chi Chi calling Chi Chi his daughter. We ain't gonna even go there. We will not go there. But y'all, you know what? I like. I was trying to get something out here real quick for y'all. I've already taken 13 minutes of your time, so let me just go ahead and let this go down. I will come back at you, and we'll see what else we can find. I'm gonna look at a few more things, but TT need to stop getting those little young men drunk and dragging them, because one of them guys in the comments, she had put him on the little screen when you can patch him in with you. She had put him on the screen, and when she started saying stuff to him, he was like, well, you tried to get me drunk and take advantage of me. And then he had this little look like, oh no, you didn't just say that. And then she was basically, you see them drinks, we already see how you put half the bottle in there, just a little touch of this, a little touch of that. That's how you can get them little boys drunk and take freaking advantage of them. You nasty. Just plain nasty.